Hey, what's up, YouTubers, and welcome back to another Toddy Walnuts collection overview video. Today, we're going to go through my Horror Hound magazines that I have here in this box. I recently picked up about, I think it was 16 different magazines to go to my collection. So I think I have a little bit over 50 magazines out of I believe they're up to issue 101 now. So I'll show you guys what I have, and I'll show you the newest ones that I picked up, including issue number 1 that I recently just picked up. I was pretty happy about that. So stick around. The girls are not here today. When I pull out my paper collectibles, I don't like them to be around them. When I have comics or magazines or posters, they're good dogs, but they don't know any better, and they may jump into said paper product. And paper and dogs do not mix. So unfortunately, they are not here today. I'll get you a little footage of them before I leave, and I'll let them say hello to you guys at the very end. If you stick around, you can see the girls. So get yourselves relaxed. It's going to be a chill video. Just going to kind of go through and show you the covers, the cover art. These magazines are pretty nice. Um, Pretty impressed with Horror Hound. I think eventually I'm going to try to get this whole run since it's such a short run. But some of them are pretty rare and pricey. There's a couple that are up around the $100 mark just for a magazine. So, and that's not graded. It's just a raw magazine. So, all right, let's check these out. Okay, so all of these magazines are bagged and boarded, and I have them in numerical order. And I started with, hold on a second, I got a phone call. I got to hit that. I hope it didn't stop the recording. Looks like it's still going. So I got rid of the call. Um, so I started with the special editions, and then we're going to get into 1 through whatever I have. And the first one is the special from September of 2012. It had a price tag of $5. And this was the Horror Hound Weekend Convention exclusive. Monster Squad. Some of these are more rare than others. There's an Elvira one that's like $80. There's I believe it was a Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2 cover. I think it was spine number 3 or issue number 3, and that one's like $100. So we'll see. If I can find them for a good price, I'll grab them and add them, but I'm not going to pay $100 for any magazine. I got number 1 for $30 and it's mint. I'll show you guys that in a minute. This one was a spring of 2014 annual. Also still had a $5 price tag. Shows the Crypt Keeper from Tales from the Crypt. This was celebrating the 25th anniversary of the TV show. And I like how they made it look like kind of like a comic book, almost kind of like Creep Show, sort of. The next one is the spring of 2015 annual. And this one was celebrating Mystery Science Theater 3000. And this one is the 15-year anniversary edition, which came out in 2020. '15-year anniversary. I know you can go to their website and pick up some of the back issues, but it only goes back so far. You can get the later editions, but most of the early editions are way sold out. So you notice that, let me go back one. This was the 15-year anniversary edition, and it's paying homage to this being the very first issue. So now we're starting with the regular numbered issues. You can see number 1 there in that little paw print. This was from the winter of 2005, and it had a $7 price tag, $6.95. After we go through these, I'll conclude the video, and if you guys are interested in seeing me open up some of these and go through some of these issues, let me know, and I'll do another video going through some of these. If you comment in the comment section, let me know. So we jump from 1 to 11, and this one is the NECA figures, I guess. This was from May, June of 2008. So we did a 3-year jump from 1 to 11. And then we go to number 19. There's Dr. Decker from Nightbreed. This was from September, October of 2009, and it now has a $7 price tag, $6.99. And then we go to number 21. That's a great cover, The Wolfman. January of 2010. Tribute to Paul Naschy. So this is pretty much all about like the Wolfman. Here's one of my favorite covers. And I have 2 of these. This is number 22. This is from March of 2010. And this is the Video Invasion issue, remembering the VHS boom. This one's really good. I like that image of Leatherface there on the front, and of course you can see some of the other villains of horror movie lore in the background. You can see the grave markers with the names of the movies that we all love over the years, and this is just the same issue. This one's a little more beat up. It's this is more like of a reading copy, I guess. All of these are reading copies. I mean, I don't plan on getting these graded. I'm just collecting these. So then we jump to number 30, which is from July, August of 2011. Still has a $6.99 price tag. And you can see this is the Fright Night remake starring Anton Yelchin. Was he in the Fright Night remake? I don't think I've ever seen the Fright Night remake, but this was the special comic book issue. You can see there, Creepshow is featured in this issue. Some of the Universal monsters and Pulp Fiction magazine history. So that's pretty cool. Next we have number 32. This is a really great cover in my opinion. I love that Freddy versus Jason homage cover. And this was from November, December of 2011. There you can see The Fly, Chillerama, Halloween. This issue, Duel of the Remakes. I think that cover looks really good. I have 2 of these, and they're both mint. So we jump into number 33. This is the Vampire Fan magazine from January, February of 2012, and this has the Lost Boys on the cover. Plus 100 vampire movies to tell your friends about. This is pretty much a vampire issue. And the next one is a Alien tribute. This is number 35, featuring the Ultimate Alien Collector's Guide and Retrospective for May, June of 2012. This is a great cover too. Rob Zombie, number 36 from July, August of 2012. And it says the Metal Fans magazine. I'm trying to see what that says. It's crossed out and they put metal over it. Oh, it says the Horror Fans magazine and they crossed it off and put metal. But yeah, Rob Zombie is great. There he is holding a figure of Captain Spaulding. And these are all the characters that he created for his movies, because he did the Halloween movies too. And I really enjoy Rob Zombie. You know, I think he's a great musician. I think he's a great director. I admire him, and I think he's a fanboy like a lot of us are. But he has the resources and the materials to actually make movies that he likes. And guys like me, I just watch them and enjoy them. But number 38 is from November, December of 2012. And this is the history of Empire Entertainment when they were putting out VHS tapes. There you can see the little Chud monster. Oh, that's actually, I'm sorry, that's Ghoulies. You can see he's holding the Ghoulies VHS tape in his hand. And we have some Blu-rays on the left. You got Child's Play and Jaws, Evil Dead 2, Halloween, Puppet Master movies. Very interesting. Here's another great cover. This might be my very favorite cover out of all of them. And this is number 39. I think I have two of these as well. I do. This one is from January, February 2013. Still has a $6.99 price tag. And it has a Texas Chainsaw Massacre write-up in this one. A Horror Hound retrospective. A to Z of the 1970s exploitation. These magazines are awesome. And here's another copy of it. This one's actually in a little bit better condition, but they're both in really, really good condition. Let's see here. The next one's number 40. I have a couple of these. This is number 40. This is the Christine issue. And this one came out in March, April of 2013. I accidentally bought these off the rack at Barnes & Noble. I bought two, not at the same time, but I used to go in there, and I actually have three of them. I used to go into Barnes & Noble and just grab all the horror magazines that they had and all the different sci-fi magazines, and sometimes I got doubles without paying attention, I guess. But so that was number 40, and I got three of those. Next is 41. This is the Beetlejuice, A History of the Animated Horror. And you can see it, Jason Voorhees there in the left-hand column. You can see the remake of Maniac, starring Elijah Wood, and a little horror comedy called Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I never got a chance to see the Beetlejuice cartoon, but it looks good. I think I should probably get it at some point. And this was May, June of 2013, if I didn't say that already. Here's another great cover. You got King Kong. This was from July, August of 2013, number 42. And that art is fantastic. I like the way that they have kind of that silhouette and that chartreuse green on the hair and the hat. It looks really, really good. So the next one is number 43. And this one's paying homage to the Creepy magazine from the Warren Publishing line from back in the, what was it, the late 60s, early 70s. And this is kind of a tribute cover to that. And you can see that it has some of the horror villains there. You got Bub from Day of the Dead. You got Bill Heinzman, the original zombie from the original Night of the Living Dead. You got the Tar Man from the Return of the Living Dead. You got the Fulci zombie right there. I'm assuming that Is that supposed to be an American Werewolf in London? No, it doesn't look like it. But they actually have Michael Jackson front and center, if you see that. Um, why? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to keep moving on here. I think I have two of these as well, and I do. It's a pretty cool edition. Here's another great cover. Let's see if I can stand those up a little bit better. This is number 44, and that's the Crimson Ghost on the cover. This one's from November, December of 2013, and that is a really beautiful cover. I love that one. A lot of these are great covers. The only ones I didn't really care for were the Mystery Science Theater one. I think they kind of dropped the ball. If you're calling yourself a horror hound, there's so many excellent horror images you can put on the front. Why put even the Walking Dead ones? I think are kind of weak. And there's at least one or two in here you'll see coming up. But this is number 45, and there's a supernatural one too. And I did enjoy the supernatural series. I just don't, I don't think it's worthy of being on the cover of a horror magazine. It's just my opinion. There's so many other choices you can pick that they didn't use. But again, here's 45. It's from January, February of 2014. It's still at $6.99. And this is the Frankenstein's Legacy from Karloff to Eckhart. And it also talks about vinyl soundtracks and more. You can see at the top there. It's a beautiful image, though. I think that art is fantastic. Really, really beautiful. And I have two of these. I'd be willing to trade some of these, I guess, but I don't know. It's probably better to trade with somebody local, I guess, instead of shipping these across the country. Here's number 50, and this was the Horror Fan magazine celebrating 50 issues. So this is kind of another homage. Let's see if it was. So this again was number 1, and they used that again on the 15-year anniversary, the same image, and they used the same image for number 50. So they have the same cover on 3 different issues: number 1, number 50, and the 15-year anniversary. And this was from November, December of 2014. It seems like it's another dropped ball, in my opinion. There's so many different images that you can put on these covers that you haven't used yet, and they put the same image on 3 covers. But you know what are you gonna do? Hold on, I'm gonna pause it really quick. Okay, so moving right along here to number 62. This is another great cover. Mars Attacks, November, December of 2016, still $6.99. And you can see the Mars Attacks alien is stepping on Jason Voorhees' head and shooting him with a laser gun. And you got Leatherface and Freddy trying to have his back, but it doesn't look like it's going very well for the 3 gentlemen there. So they had a good run, though. I mean, you know, they had a lot of sequels in their franchises. Here's number 63, Underworld. It also talks about Stranger Things. This is from 2017. It's still $6.99. So we jumped from 62. Okay, yeah, that's right. 62 was December of 2016, and 63 was January of 2017. And right along, next is number 64 from March, April of 2017. This is Kong, Skull Island, another Mystery Science Theater 3000 cover. But Kong, Skull Island was an excellent movie, in my opinion. I loved it. I know a lot of people didn't care much for it, but I like the more modern King Kong movies, and I'll take King Kong over Godzilla any day. It's just, I have more interest in Kong than I do Godzilla. I know a lot of you guys like Godzilla, but I don't know. I'm just more into King Kong, I guess. So number 65 is May, June of 2017, and this has the Mummy exclusive cast interviews. And I think this is the Mummy that starred Tom Cruise, not the Brendan Fraser one. but it also does have a mummy retrospective celebrating 85 years of shambling horrors. So maybe they do talk about Brendan Fraser's mummy and Boris Karloff and everybody in between. Number 68 is Saw, a Saw retrospective from November, December of 2017. Featurette, a guide to collecting Saw. It's a pretty good cover here. I like this one. Number 69, Beetlejuice, January, February of 2018. See old Michael Keaton. He's going to reprise his role soon if he hasn't already. I haven't been keeping up with it. I know that they're making another sequel, and I think everybody's coming back. And Keaton's going to be Beetlejuice again. I think Winona Ryder's coming back. I just don't know if it's out now or it's coming out soon. I haven't been paying attention, but okay. Number 70 is March, April of 2018, and they have Pacific Rim. I never got into that movie. I never saw it. I own it, but I just haven't watched it. So I'm not sure if it's good or not, but you have Leprechaun fan franchise retrospective and Witchcraft Video Invasion direct to video 2018 Toy Fair. This movie's great. This movie was fantastic. Number 75, that's Shaun of the Dead from January, February of 2019. Still $6.99. What a fantastic movie. I've seen that movie many times. I always laugh every time. Simon Pegg and Nick Frost are great together. And that was a really good kind of a tribute to Dawn of the Dead in a black comedy kind of way, dark comedy. Next one is number 78, another beautiful cover, July, August of 2019. This is Creature from the Black Lagoon, rising from the Amazon's forbidden depths, celebrating 65 years of the Universal Monster. Riku Browning, was that his name? And the fair maiden was Julie Adams, and she passed away recently, like within the last few years, maybe 2-3 years, something like that. And I think Rico Brown has also passed away now too. Number 81 is January, February of 2020. We're still at the $6.99 mark. And this is the streaming horror, which I'm not really a big fan of streaming, but I think more and more people are switching over to streaming. But I'm not going to switch over to it. I may include it as part of my repertoire, but I'm not going to strictly only stream. I'm always going to buy physical media as long as I can. So here's what I was telling you guys about. This is number 82. This is not, I would not consider this horror. This was a good show. Don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed these two guys, the Winchester brothers. This was a really excellent show. I don't think it should be on a Horror Hound cover, but what do I know? I don't have a magazine, right? If I had my own magazine, I can do what I want, but it's just a small gripe. And I mean, Walking Dead, maybe a little bit more than Supernatural should be on the cover, but even Walking Dead was kind of, I mean, you could pick a lot of other stuff to put on the cover. Now look at this one. That is freaking gorgeous. Number 84, we got Candyman, Tony Todd, fall of 2020. That is amazing. That is a great cover. Here's another great cover, number 85. You have Valak, who is the nun from the Conjuring universe. That is a great cover. You have Annabelle, the nun. This was October, November of 2020. Still, we're at $6.99 at issue number 85. Here's another great cover, Universal Monster, the Invisible Man, from winter of 2020, number 86. This is a cool issue talking about horror video games, and Castlevania is on the cover. This was January, February of 2021, still at $6.99, number 87. Here's another VHS issue, kind of a homage and tribute to the VHS days, number 88 from March, April of 2021. And you got critters on the cover. Love those little fur balls, man. I just love these guys. I think they're great. Okay, we have about a handful left, maybe a little bit more. Here's the first one that really had kind of some damage to the cover. This one was thrown in with some other ones that I bought back in the day. This is number 89, and it has Victor Crowley on the cover from Hatchet. And somebody wrote with a black Sharpie, hello. I'm not sure what that says, but I'm going to upgrade this one at some point. But I mean, it's in perfect condition other than somebody wrote with a Sharpie black marker on there. But I love that cover though. Look at that, the menacing figure that Victor Crowley is from Hatchet. It's a great modern villain for horror. We need more, I think. We need more villains. Here's another beautiful cover. Now we're starting to get into some of these that are available still on their website. So if any of these, maybe even this one, I would suggest going to horrorhound.com and checking out their back stock of magazines. And I'm sure that there's some stuff that you'll find if you're interested. And you can just get it at cover price. You don't have to pay like eBay fees or anything like that. But I know for sure this one's still over there. And look at that cover. You have The Beyond on the left and Suspiria on the right. These are the Italian horror double features. July, August of 2021. And that is a gorgeous cover. That's one of my favorites. Here's another great cover right here. Number 91, Michael Myers, Halloween Kills. This one's still available on their website. Fall of 2021. Now we're up to $8.99. When did we jump over? Let's go back. So 89, that was the Victor Crowley cover, was $6.99. And number 90 was $6.99. And number 91 went to $8.99. So it jumped up $2 in one issue. And number 92 is also $8.99. This was January, February of 2022, and you have Ghostface from Scream on the cover. It's another great, iconic image. I'm not the biggest fan of the Scream movies, but I still think it's an iconic looking character. And yeah, I think it's pretty awesome. And the next one is number 93. This is War of the Worlds, and this is kind of like a sci-fi homage. And this one is from March, April of 2022. We're still at $8.99, which I think we're still at today on their website. Their latest issue, as far as I know, is 101. And that has Ash Williams from Evil Dead 2 on the cover. And it looks amazing. And I'm going to grab it when I can. I may go out to Barnes & Noble this weekend and see if I can pick up a few more magazines. But that's a gorgeous cover right there. Number 93. And then number 94, I think I have two of this one. I do. This is kind of the, this is a NECA. Look at how realistic they make the NECA figures look now. That's a plastic figure of Dracula holding a chalice with a burning candle. And it looks so good. I mean, it looks realistic. It's pretty amazing what they can do with these NECA figures and Sideshow and all these great companies. This is 20 years of real toys from NECA. Number 94. I have two of those. If anybody's watching and you want to trade for some of my doubles for something that I don't have, let me know. Comment below and I'll get you my information and we can do a little mail swap. I can send you a few magazines in the mail and you can send some back. The next one here is number 95. And it has Dead Alive, the 30th anniversary. Peter Jackson's very gory horror comedy. It's a fun movie. You also get Halloween Ends, VHS Invasion with Joe Bob Briggs, Terrifier 2. This was from the fall of 2022. There's that goofy little baby from Dead Alive. And that lawnmower scene at the very end. Big splatter scene. This cover is amazing too. I think this is the last issue. It is. This is 96. So they have up to 101, so I'm missing the last 5 and a lot in between. This is from winter of 2022-23, and we're still at $8.99. Like I said, I believe we still are now at 101. We're at $8.99. But that is Nosferatu. What a beautiful image. 100 Years of the Immortal Classic. Nosferatu. So I hope you guys found this to be a little bit enjoyable. Sometimes I make up my own words. It's my channel. I can do what I want. um, yeah, I thought we would do something a little different. If there's anything in here that you'd like to see more in depth, if you want me to do like a flip through magazine, if I get enough comments down below, I will do that. Otherwise, I'll just put this away until I get some more issues to show you guys, and we'll go from there. So I guess that's it. We don't have to keep rambling here. I'm just going to end it. You guys have a great night. Thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time.